Dr. Zorba Paster is headed to Nepal and Tibet for a month on a medical mission. He's here to talk about it, and this is just something you have to prepare for. I'm thinking about altitude and just your physical fitness.
Sure.
Because you're going to some pretty big heights.
Oh yeah, we'll be
here
at about 14,000 feet for a month. And it's kind of like Ironman in that you have to begin training. But I think for somebody my age, and I'm 65 now, first thing you do is go to your doctor, get checked out. I go to a doctor just like everybody else, make sure your meds are okay, get meds for sickness if you need it. The next step is training, you know, physical training 6 months before, a year before you start. I'm allergic to exercise. And
as much as you say exercise.
It's hard to do, so I've got a trainer. And what I discovered is trainers are great because they supply you with guilt. You know, what have you done last week? Guilt is a great motivator. And then as you get closer and closer to the event, you have fear. Because fear is, what am I going to do? So guilt and fear are great motivators.
Because you talk about going off the grid, for heaven's sake.
Absolutely.
With the altitude, do you have to acclimate? I mean, you just can't go to 14,000
No, we acclimate. We go to about 10, 12,000 feet. We're there for about 3 or 4 days, and then we slowly walk, so we don't fly into the 14 to 15,000 feet. And you're still always short of breath. You're with that. And then we're going there for a medical mission trip. We have lots of kids who we're going to see. There'll be some pictures up on the screen. Land's End has donated fleece to basically for 3 villages. So 3 villages, all the children that you see here, those children are going to get Land's End fleece. Those are the only dress-up clothes that they have, and it'll be just wonderful. I can just imagine what they'll look like. We have fleece for our Sherpas, one of the new Land's End polar fleece. It makes me a little hot under these lights, but imagine, you know, you're dressed in rags and you get wonderful clothes. It'll be
now, will you be doing some medical work as well there?
7 clinics we're setting up. We have an iodine project to get rid of goiter in the area, and we're going to deworm about 2,000 people who have hookworm, ringworm, and so on. So good medical work that we're going to do. We're going to leave the place a better place than when we started.
You've done this before, right?
Yes, this is a follow-up. We took care of a hospital. We gave them an x-ray machine and a few other things, and so we decided we would do a follow-up trip. 22 people, clinicians, doctors, nurses, and acupuncturists, and beautiful vistas, unbelievably beautiful Shangri-La vistas. And
how does this change your life?
Makes me a better person. Makes me a better person. You know, it's selfish in some ways, doing something for your body and yourself, but if you help others, it's actually the best thing. It's kind of the icing on the cake. And
well, for a doctor, I can imagine this is
it's great.
This is
it's wonderful. You help one person at a time. It's a drop in the bucket in one way. For the person that you help, it's 100%. So.
Okay. Well, good for you, doctor. When you come back, you have to tell us about it.
I shall.
And show us some pictures.
I shall.
All right. Climb easily. Take it easy.